Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Uyen.
And I'm German boyfriend.
German boyfriend is back from being sick for 2 weeks.
Woohoo!
He's my guest star for the video again. As you guys might know, I'm Vietnamese and I grew up in Vietnam.
And I'm German and I'm from Germany.
I told him to say that to clarify and now he's being sarcastic. Because of that, us being in a relationship with two very different backgrounds was a pretty interesting experience. It was not all sunshine and rainbow all the time. And today I would like to let you guys know some of the insight about it. Me and German boyfriend will have a discussion about how it is to be in a multicultural relationship by asking each other some open questions. And you guys can sit down and tag along.
So what was your family's reaction when they found out that you date someone on the other side of the globe?
So my parents was pretty shocked when they heard about it and they were pretty sad too. It is because he's German actually, because although they have a lot of child, I was the last one and I was pretty close to them. So my mom was kind of hoping that I'm going to stay around and then be with them when they're getting old. And I was thinking about that too. And then the day when I told them, like, actually, I have a German boyfriend and I'm moving to Germany with them, she was pretty sad that probably if things work out, I wouldn't be with them when they are old and things like that. What about your family?
I don't remember so much, actually. I also have a hard time remembering when I told them.
So it means there's not many big emotion involved. You just like, I have a girlfriend and she's Vietnamese and they were like, you have a girlfriend. I'm so happy for you.
The thing is, when I was flying back to Vietnam, I said that I'm meeting friends that I met in Vietnam the first time when I was there.
You told them that you're flying back to Vietnam to meet a friend?
No, friend.
We were a couple at that time.
Yeah, but like, sweetie, you told your parents about my existence 3 years later. So
are your parents as strict as my parents?
No.
See?
And then after the first trip, we started also calling. At one point, it was not really possible to keep it as a secret anymore that there's like my girlfriend on the other side. But I just remembered that they were happy. Very supportive also.
Do they have any stereotype or misconception about me when you told them that I'm Vietnamese?
Like what?
For example, my parents who lived in the village and barely ever seen any foreigner in their life, they think that since he's German and he's white, he must be very rich. Because of that, she didn't even know who he was yet, but she's already like pretty like him because she's already like, oh, I mean, my daughter ended up with a well-mannered rich man. I'm pretty happy about it. He wasn't rich at all, but I didn't tell them because, I mean, for the first time, stereotype was helping our relationship, so I don't see any reason to fix that. What about your parents?
I was not sure. I thought like there might be something like misconceptions or like a weird comment, but they showed a lot of more intercultural competences than I would have expected from them.
Exactly. They're pretty understanding. I remember one time I told them that I actually don't like to be hugged so much because in Vietnam we don't hug each other. They were shocked at first, but then they were like, okay, I understand. It's different culture. And I was very happy and grateful that they accept me that easy.
When my father first heard that I wanted to go to Vietnam, he was like shocked. And he was like, what, Vietnam war? And is it safe to go there? And like he actually was scared a little bit at first.
To clarify, there is no war in Vietnam anymore. Yeah. So it's a safe country. You can travel there. Don't worry.
So tell me, would you say that I fulfill some German stereotypes?
I would say yes and no. Yes, because I have built my whole career about you having some German stereotypes. And no, because actually you're pretty different compared to the German I met over here. I feel like you're very emotional and you don't hide it. It's very easy to read German boyfriend emotion. Also, you're not the most organized person on earth. Like I thought every German would be organized. He is kind of organized in some sense, but his house, a mess. A mess.
Yeah, because I live with a messy person.
I am not a messy person for a record. He is a messy person.
She's the messy person.
Let me just stop right here and come back in 1 minute. 1 second.
Ow!
cannot find any other German stereotype to tell you.
Punctuality.
He's not punctual.
Of course I'm punctual.
Okay, he is punctual. He is way more punctual than me. He tried to be on time and he freaked out every time we are not on time. So I would give him that. So do I have any Vietnamese stereotype with me?
Well, you are very loud.
Yeah, I'm trying to be not that loud anymore, but everybody I know in Vietnam talk like this, so I thought it's the normal volume. So, but okay, I accept that. Have you ever feel frustrated that you cannot express yourself in your own language, especially during argument with me?
No, not really. I have that problem that when I'm getting angry and frustrated, I never know what to say anyway. So that actually doesn't matter so much. That is something I was telling to my friends actually after I met you, that I found it remarkable because we are both not talking our native language. But I also never felt more understood by a person than... Yeah, that sounds a bit cringe now, I know.
And I just want to say that over the year being together, we kind of developed our own language and own grammar rules. And we didn't know about that. We just like talk the way we understand each other. So when my friend who is an English teacher, he came over to like travel with us for a while. It was like, why? How come your English is both getting worse after being together? And then we were just saying things like the thingy thing, the clicky clacky, the beepy boppy. And he didn't understand anything. But
sometimes we also just use a word that is completely wrong. But we are using it already for years, so we drew accustomed to it. And especially when he is around us and we're using the wrong word and then he's casually dropping the right word and we're like, oh, okay, doesn't matter. And still call it the other word.
For me, I definitely have no problem at all. I think that I express myself better in English than in Vietnamese because I have never been this confident. So when I moved to Germany and when I learned English, it was the time when I became more confident, understand myself and like express myself better. So honestly, I have no problem at all.
I think the real reason why you're speaking better in English is that you actually have time to think about what you want to say. Because when you speak Vietnamese, you speak 10 times faster at least.
Yeah, that's true.
So what is there that you like about German culture?
There are many things I like. But the first thing is that in German language, there is not really a hierarchy between old people and young people. You call each other like in English, you. There is not also a hierarchy between age as well. So people respect each other because you are you. In Vietnam, there is a very clear hierarchy between older and younger people. Although there are some people who's like maybe 4 or 5 years older than me, but like totally crazy. But I have to like completely respect them because they are older. And if I dare to like talk back to them, I'm a bad person and I don't like it so much. I also really love the beer culture over here. Before coming to Germany, I don't think I ever tasted really, really good beer. And Germany has just opened my eyes. There are several thousand different kinds of beer that is tasting different. It's just so fun to drink German beer. Every sip is like a different experience. And it's like, I love it.
My eyes are filled with love right in this moment.
Oh. Okay, so what do you love about Vietnamese culture? It was 10 seconds of silence. He doesn't like my country at all.
That is something I completely dislike, by the way. That whenever Uyen is asking me a question, she expects the answer to come like this. But I actually take time to think about it.
Okay, here's something I want to tell you about a lot of Germans that I've seen. When you ask them a question, they take time to think about it, which is great. The thing is, sometimes they take too long. And the question was like, what do you want to eat for dinner? And he would just sit there for hours thinking about an answer. Sometimes you don't need to like think so much. Just do things and see what turned out at the end.
Because like, for example, you ask me how the food tastes while I don't even touch my fork. I haven't even tried one bite and then you already want to know how it is.
I feel like this video turned from a couple asking each other fun question about culture to like two couple bickering with each other on camera. So, what do you like about our culture?
I really like your traditional clothes, like the Ausai.
It's beautiful.
They look very nice and they come in different colors. And yeah, and then also the cultural places. Like I really like it that there are still places in Vietnam where you can feel still the spirit of like hundreds of years ago. Like when you visit the citadel in Hue or the tombs around or Hoi An, the old quarter. Like that is really nice. Oh yeah, and Water Puppet Theater. That was like one of our first dates when we've been together. Like Water Puppet Theater means like in the wet season, the farmers couldn't work on the fields. So they started to make plays where they have like those puppets and they put them onto bamboo sticks. And then they play with it under the water behind the curtain. Pretty cool. And hospitality. Like when you come somewhere as a guest, then everyone in that house will do their best to treat you as if you were a king.
Vietnamese goes hard with guests, especially because he's a Westerner. Vietnamese love Westerner as well. They treat him extremely well. It's pretty cute. I feel like family culture in Germany is very different than family culture in Vietnam. In Germany, it's mostly nuclear family with parents and kids.
Nuclear family.
Yeah, that's the term. That's the term. Nuclear family, parents, children, and maybe the grandparents. But they don't really have big families like in Vietnam. In Vietnam, I have like hundreds of cousins and distant auntie. And whenever we have a family gathering, there were so many people in the house and I don't really know them. But still, it's very nice to have that many people that you know that we are blood related with each other. In Germany, it's just not that strong and I feel just a bit sad about it. Is there anything you don't like about Vietnamese culture?
The beating around the bush.
Yeah.
Like you will never hear clearly if someone has a problem with something or if someone doesn't like something.
I think it's very hard for German boyfriend to understand it. So when Vietnamese say something to him, he thought that's what they meant. But he's supposed to see around the bush and finally understand what they really mean to say.
What was the craziest fight we ever had out of cultural differences?
I can't remember the craziest one for sure. But there was one fight when we first dated. And at that time, I was very deep into Korean drama. And in those drama, the man is always so romantic and also a bit cringy as well. And I love that. So when I first dating my boyfriend, I was expecting him to treat me like how those Korean guy in the movie treat his girlfriend, like wearing couple shirts. When my shoelaces is loose, he would bend down and then he just tied it for me. When I'm tired, he would just piggyback me. And my boyfriend didn't do any of that. He was like, you're a strong woman, do all of that. What the hell? Why do I have to tie your shoe? And why the hell do I need to piggyback you in public? So
the thing is, for example, in Thailand, and it has like 42 degrees and humidity of 90%, like, and you're a big German hairy guy who's sweating for his life already, you maybe don't want to carry 50 kilograms of extra Uyen on your back. And then when I finally piggybacked her, she also realized that being on that sweaty bag is not as romantic as she imagined it.
But I'm telling you that you should have do that because now I am like 14 kilograms heavier. If you even want, you can never piggyback me anymore. See? Now you feel regret.
Damn.
Do you remember any fight we had due to cultural differences?
I remember one. When I was waiting for you to finish work, and then I thought about recreating one of our dates and then going together to the cafe where we were together. But then you told me that it would be too hot and it's not possible. And I was like, what the heck? It's hot all the time. So what is the problem about it now? At the end, it created a big fight because then I even wanted to sit at the same spot and you wanted to sit inside with the air conditioning.
Did you learn any cool thing from being with me, a Vietnamese? Any cool tip, trick, new skills, whatever?
For sure, tons of small, cool things. Like I cut sausages now with a scissor.
So convenient.
as one. But like I would say in general, you just made me more chilled about things, more spontaneous, more easygoing.
Is that a better way to enjoy life?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, it is. The two things that pop up into my mind at the moment that I learned from German boyfriend is opening beer from with the table. You just put the beer here, and then you smack it, and then it's open. Also, the second skill is how to shop like a true German, because when I was in Vietnam, someone packed my bag for me when I was in the supermarket. But in Germany, you have to pack it by myself. And at first, I just throw everything inside. But he teach me that I have to put hard stuff, which is not going to be easy to break first, and then put more light stuff on the top, which is like seem like common logic. I just didn't think about it. So I like that. Last question. Why do you think our relationship worked out despite of a lot of differences in cultural background?
Well, I guess because we are aware of that we are different, we're coming from different cultures, and we're celebrating what makes us different and have a lot of respect for why the other person is doing things and trying to get our head around each other, trying to stay open-minded.
For me, the biggest reason must be that personality-wise, we are fitting very well with each other. So when we are fitting that well, the difference in culture is not a big of a challenge anymore. Everything comes very easy after that. Also, German boyfriend is very open-minded. So am I an open-minded person, honey?
Yeah, of course. As long as we're not talking about food.
I think this is the end of the video. It's actually really fun to film it. I'm sitting here and German boyfriend is lying on the couch like a mermaid. And he's very chill there. And we had a very nice time talking with each other. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as well. Have a nice day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Why you sound so sexy?